properly incorporate parallel structure in your writing and be able to demonstrate the parallel structure. First, what we're going to do is a 5-minute quick write. Then we're going to go over parallelism, and then there's going to be a little pre-quiz. So first, what I want you to do is get out your composition books and begin your 5-minute quick write. And what that is what is parallel structure? That means, if you don't know exactly what that means, you can define what parallel is. Remember, you can draw, write. What's an example of being the opposite of parallelism? Anything like that you can write about. So go ahead and write for 5 minutes.
So hang on to your quick writes for now. We noticed yesterday that your social injustice essays had a little bit of problems with parallel structure. So today we're going to go over what parallel structure is. So parallel structure is used in writing to create emphasis. It helps to put parallel ideas into parallel grammatical form. So single words should be balanced with single words, phrases with phrases, and clauses with clauses. So here are a few examples.
A kiss can be a comma, a question mark, or an exclamation point. In this sentence, single words are balanced with single words. In the second sentence, this novel is not to be tossed lightly aside, but to be hurled with great force. Phrases are balanced with phrases. And finally, in matters of principle, stand like a rock. In matters of taste, swim with the current. This sentence has clauses that are balanced with each other.
Okay, so why is parallel structure important in your writing? Well, as you can tell from the examples that we just saw, those, when you read them aloud or even read them to yourself, they sound good. They flow when you're reading. Now, if you're not parallel with your ideas in your series, either in your words or your sentences, then that can be a little awkward to your reader, or even yourself if you're reading your essay back to yourself. It'll sound a little awkward, and those little parts are probably keys that you're not using parallel structure correctly. So we're going to go over a few examples, and then we're going to see if you can decide what can be changed to these sentences to make them a little more parallel. In the first sentence, all the items in the series are presented as nouns. For the second sentence, the items take on the ing form, and in the third sentence, the revision adds a verb to make the 3 items parallel. Moving on to balancing parallel ideas presented as pairs. Emphasize the connection between paired ideas by expressing them in similar form. Here are some ways. Using coordinating conjunction, such as and, but, or. Use a pair of correlative conjunctions, such as either, or, both, and, or not only, but also. And use a word introducing a comparison, than, or as.
Okay, so one of the ways you can pair ideas is with coordinating conjunctions. An easy way to remember coordinating conjunctions is fanboys. So we have F for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so.
Coordinating conjunctions for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so link ideas of equal importance. Examples of parallel ideas with coordinating conjunctions: she loved rock climbing and to swim. She loved rock climbing and swimming. Professor Williams is okay with making Wednesday's class optional or meet in his office if needed. Revised to Professor Williams is okay with making Wednesday's class optional or meeting in his office if needed.
Alright, so another way to show parallel ideas is with correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions come in pairs, so either, or, neither, nor, not only but also, both, and, whether, or. So notice in the following examples that the grammatical structures following the second half of the pair is the same as the one following the first half.
In these examples, was in the second half creates an unbalanced effect. And to wash his car should be balanced with to clean his room. Elements being compared using than or as should be expressed in parallel grammatical structure. Some examples of using comparisons linked with than or as. I believe that talking in person is better than to communicate through social media. I believe that talking in person is better than communicating through social media. It is better to ask for help than wasting time trying to figure it out on your own. It is better to ask for help than to waste time trying to figure it out on your own. You can also repeat function words to clarify parallels. Function words such as prepositions, by, to, and subordinating conjunctions, that, because, signal the grammatical structure of word groups. These can sometimes be omitted, but include them whenever they signal parallel structures that readers might miss. An example would be, she was told that the art project was due next month and gathering materials from the workshop was allowed. A way to make this sentence more parallel would be to say, she was told that the art project was due next month and that gathering materials from the workshop was allowed. Alright, so now that you guys have a really good grasp of what parallel structure is, what I want you to do is go back to your pre-writes, get in your desk groups, and together I want you guys to come up with a couple examples of parallel structure. So either in a sentence, or you can write a whole paragraph, or two little paragraphs that are parallel together. So get in your groups and take about 5 minutes to think of some examples. Okay guys, so I want you guys to come up in groups and pick one person from your group to come up and put up your examples on the board. And I'm just noticing that we're running a little short on time, so instead of doing the pre-quiz today, what we're going to do is I want you to keep all this information in your brains overnight and come back tomorrow, and for your quick write tomorrow morning, we'll do a little pre-quiz on parallel structure and what you know. So go ahead and come up to the board and put up your examples.